All right, I'm pretty excited about today's video. Today we're going to be talking about installing an RV box. First, we're going to go through the entire installation. So if you don't know how it works, you're getting ready to find out. And then we're going to talk a little bit about cost. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so let's look at how you build an RV pole, and then we'll start talking about prices for parts and labor. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to install our pole. Now, you can use a round pole, and your area may also allow you to use a square pole, and often we'll use a 6x6. So in our area, they allow us to use a 20-foot 6x6, and we dig a 4-foot deep hole. So we dig 4 foot deep. That leaves 16 foot of the pole coming up out of the ground. You just also have to make sure that you're hitting your other NEC codes with that. Sometimes we do have to go higher to meet, road traffic or whatever as far as our service drop. But your area may require round poles. They may require a 30-foot pole. Just depends. But in our area, you can do a 20-foot pole, dig a 4-foot hole, and then you'll have 16 foot of the pole sticking up out of the ground. Now let's go ahead and start building our service. So the first thing we're going to do is install our meter base. Now you can use a 100 amp meter base or a 200 amp meter base. You can use either one, even though we're just building a 100 amp service. Now we're going to go ahead and stub a small piece of conduit down, and we're going to install our RV box. Now you can build your own RV box. You can buy this pre-built one with the 50, 30, 20 already pre-built into it, or you can do a configuration that you make yourself. Then you're going to wire in between those two, and you're done. Now we're going to install our hub. Now these are not the colors of these parts. I've just made them different colors for our demonstration so you could see, just what's going on. The hub is the piece that connects the top of the meter can to the conduit. Then we're going to install our conduit riser. Now we're going to install our weather head. Then we're going to install our 3 straps. And we have got our riser meter all built, ready to roll. Now we're ready to install some wire. Now we're going to install some wire. We're actually going to install 2 hots and a neutral going up the riser. We only need 3 wires, and then any point from that, after the first point of disconnect, you would use, 4 wires from that point out. So I'm going to shove my 100 amp wire up using my 3 wires. Now I'm going to get ready to start establishing my grounding. If you pay attention down low, we're going to drive 1 ground rod on the left-hand side. We're going to drive 1 ground rod on the right-hand side. And then we're going to connect them together with the grounding electrode conductor, and we're going to bring that into the can. Now there's lots of different ways that you can do this. You are required to drive 2 grounds. You could drive one down straight below the pipe and then go over 6 feet and do your second one. And you do not have to run independent wires. You can run 1 wire in between the 2 and then go up in the meter, up in the disconnector, depending on how your area wants it done. But I have lots of videos teaching you how to ground, when to ground, why we drive 2 ground rods on this channel and also on the Electrical Code Coach channel. But this is a typical install right here. I've got my grounding electrode system set up. I come up to my RV box. I come up to my meter. Then I come up to my service riser, and I've got my wire poking out the top. I'm done at this point. We're ready to call our inspector and our electric company. Now let's talk about some of the costs associated with this. I'm going to give approximate costs for parts and labor. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at parts and labor. So this is going to be approximate parts based on market prices. The price of these poles right now is through the roof, upwards of $150, where normally it's around $100. Wires up, everything's up right now because we're in the COVID pandemic, depending on when you're listening to this, and everything's just kind of through the roof. So this is going to fluctuate based on your design, what size wire you decide to do, what size service you decide to do, what type of RV box you decide to do. It could be much more than this. It could maybe be a little bit less than this, but this is going to get you pretty close. So when you're dealing with parts, you're going to be in between $350 and $650 plus your permit. Now your area's permit may only be $35. Your area's permit may be $75, $150. It's just hard telling. So this is going to give you the approximate cost on parts. That's going to include the pole, the wire, the pipe, everything needed to install it, and that's going to give you a good range. Let's go ahead and talk about labor. So labor is going to be kind of around the same, and the reason is that for one, we have to get the pole on site. Honestly, that is the hardest part of this job, is getting the pole physically to your site. We got to go to the parts place, they load it on top of the van, then you got to come, then you got to get it off. Takes, a minimum a couple guys. It's a lot better with 2 or 3 guys. So logistically getting the pole there is a big part of this job. Then we have to come in and dig the hole. Sometimes that can be very laborious. So it's just one of those jobs that it's just kind of tough. It doesn't take very long. You can do them in as little as, 3 hours up to a full day, depending on how tough the dig is. where the location is, and all the other things considered. So, your labor is going to be approximately in between 350 and 750, depending on all those challenges. You may be very far away from the service area. There's lots of different factors here, or you may be in very hard soil. So just some things to consider. These are approximate ranges. Yours may be higher or lower based on market, in your area, but this will give you a pretty close range. And if you're an electrician and you're wanting to charge, these are fair prices. I'll put in tons and tons and tons of polls. If you other electricians in the comments below can let us know, if this is in the ballpark range that you like to do things. That way we can all continue to grow and expand together. So I'm very thankful that I get to be a part of your journey. If you ever need anything, you can email me at electricalcodecoach@gmail.com. Let's get to it.